All right, good morning and welcome to our channel. Today, I'm going to be talking and discussing some of the big changes for Section8Consulting.com. And one thing I want to start off with is, I like the viewer participation here. So I'm going to tell you a lot of different changes we're going to make and how we're going to explore AI for the channel moving forward to remain relevant. So if you'd like to comment down below, that would be great. Also, one of the big metrics for most videos is likes. So if you actually like the video, make sure you like the video. Okay. So I'm looking for feedback on this video. So before I get started, my name is Jay. I'm the owner of Section8Consulting.com. And after 15, 16 years of making video, I find myself in a point of relevancy. In other words, with AI rolling out so very quickly, I'm competing against many channels that are utilizing that. And so we reach a point of irrelevancy when I don't keep up. And so I had to take a cold hard look at that. I thought, changing things like audio and video would be sufficient, but it's not. I'm still trying to make videos like I did probably 10 years ago, and the thumbnails aren't so great. So one of the first changes we're looking at that I'd like to hear back from you guys on is going to be pixels. And as you can see today, I used a very primitive version of AI as a thumbnail. Okay. That's without any experience with it. And it already it's a little bit clickbaitish, but I hope to be able to roll out obviously my face rather than some complete stranger, and then be able to utilize graphics and of course switch that from the more animated version to an 8K version. And so that's the hope going forward, but I'm able to establish that. So we'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Secondary to that, I'm going to be utilizing GDP chat. At least for now, I'm going to explore other options as well for both thumbnails and the GDP chat. And that's to give more accuracy and bookmark certain parts of the video as I discuss topics. So I love to hear your thoughts on that for those of you that use it. Now, one thing I want to go over is also some of the other major changes to the channel. I put my company up for sale, and right now we're in a position where I have about a year in which to do a review of the company itself, and then determination be made for the sale of it. Okay, that means that all proprietary technologies and so forth that go with that company uh, will likely only remain mine for the next year. This YouTube channel will remain in my control, obviously, but we may end up rebranding over that. Okay. Moving from there, I looked at certain characteristics of the channel, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this as well. Used to it's about click through rate, whether people click on it, and then whether or not you can establish the topic very early. Since I'm a long winded person and older, I've struggled with that, but I understand now that's a major factor. So, looking back at analytics for our channel, I discovered that what used to work does not, and so hour long videos are no longer a feasible concept, not even for me in retirement. So, according to my click through rate for this channel, it used to be like 8%. Now it's like 3.7 to 5% because I make these old lousy thumbnails that are not very attractive. I've done a good job at a few of them. It's not sufficient to remain in current times. So AI is a very big part of this. I, as a human, cannot keep up with AI, so I'm forced to kind of use it at this point in almost every element of this channel, again, to remain relevant and get the message out. Otherwise, it's close the channel, right? So we're looking at durations and times that people will track and follow times in our channel. And one thing that I have noticed is on the duration side, it's averaging 5 to 7 minutes. If YouTube is looking for a period of time that's relevant, in my opinion, trying to keep an audience in the video for a minimum of 50% of the time, it means these videos of mine need to remain around 10 minutes at a maximum of 14 minutes. Okay. So I'm looking closely at how I can change that, and I'm going to. Okay. So I want to still continue to deliver the message and teach. It's just that I have to do it a different way now, otherwise, I will leave the subject matter in Section 8 and all its programs to people that are just entertainers and not, real consultants that have no experience. So trying to find a point of relevancy is extremely important at this point before it's all lost. Moving on from there, one thing I did notice through the videos, and I'd love to hear your comments on this as well. Um, one of the most popular videos, obviously, is any topic that includes Donald Trump. It's rather shocking that anytime I include a picture of that man, our president, in any thumbnail, the videos do extremely well. So uh, President Donald Trump is one hell of a media marketing tool. Okay, so you may find inclusion of that much more in the topics. And considering he is the president and is making decisions for Section 8, I think it's quite relevant that he remained a large part of what's featured on the thumbnail. And that's regardless of people's political concepts on the left or the right side. Okay. From there, also, I noticed that breaking news and warnings and news reporting and funding cuts seem to be very popular topics. So we're going to digress the channel into further more news reporting, okay, in that format. Still teaching, but in a news in a format of delivering the news as things change, because that's the way it appears people like to receive the message on YouTube. They don't want me to. It appears that my lecture style, college teaching, is not going to work. So we're going to deliver this in a more entertaining fashion and delivered in the form of news. And then, of course, I will throw in my spicy, which a lot of you have enjoyed that. Though I am exploring concepts on profanities right now because I don't know whether or not that's still an acceptable form in most videos. So I've got to look into that and see if that has any genuine impact on the channel. It's part of the character of the channel, obviously, but if it's going to damage my ability to be able to help people or get that message out there regarding federal programs, then I may have to reduce it or eliminate it altogether. Okay. That's just the reality of how business goes. You either adapt or die, right? So if anybody agrees or disagrees, let me know. Moving on from there, you know, a lot of the titles is about intrigue, creating a question and trying to engage you guys in comments and likes. Okay. And so that'll be a very big focal point of the channel is to try to get your attention and get you to participate. That means commenting and liking. So I understand what's working and what's not in this channel. So we're going to engage in that as much as possible until I can determine whether there's any true result for that. So, titles, descriptions, media form will change. This background here, I've got a guy coming and we're going to put up a wall and possibly drapes. Or we may choose to, because I'm gonna get rid of the window in the shed. That's just doesn't work, right? And we're gonna add some color in the background. This was part of the plan originally, but while I was still running the company up till January, I didn't have an opportunity. I mean, I had an opportunity, but it's hard to get 4 days in a row where you can do something with the kind of responsibilities that I have. So we're hoping to get rid of this just white clinical look that I have in the background, and we're going to add some color, probably so a little bit of pink and a little bit of blue, like every other channel, right? Because that's what works. I'm getting away from trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm clearly not very good at doing that, so we're going to try to do what already works and then keep advancing on that. Uh, and bringing back the click rates back at 50%. And why is that important? Because we need to be able to digress in a larger conversation. The channel can't just be 80% women all from 40 to 80, right? We need to be able to include a lot more of society in the ideas, concepts, and what we're discussing. And while I appreciate that core audience, it cannot be the sole, it cannot be the heart of the channel anymore, because it leaves out too much on the table for many that are also struggling with housing and other issues related to Section 8. And so we want to bring in the news. We want to bring in political innuendo and even intrigue into this, because that's what people require. They want their message, but they want it done with an element of surprise. And so I struggle with that for years. I usually just like to deliver the message straight, but it doesn't seem to be very heartwarming for you guys. So those are some of the bigger changes we're going to be doing throughout the channel, and also we're going to be redeveloping the rear end of this deal. So logos, probably the company name will eventually be sold as well. I'm looking probably mid next year, and so the last thing that I'm going to be addressing is attire for the video. I'm going to try to act less my age and probably put on a little something as far as attire is concerned, the clothing and so forth. We're going to change that a little bit to get with the modern times, and so I don't look like I'm still shopping at Macy's or something. So we're going to try several different concepts there. May even change the hairstyle from very little hair to a little bit of hair, maybe a hairdo, right? So those are some of the things that I'm going to be slowly rolling out. Right now, we're going to just focus on the thumbnails, see if I can get somehow figure out the technology to include my face and do that in 8K realistic videos and get rid of the kind of the animated look of it. But this, like I said, first trial on that one. Titles, we're going to keyword lace that according to technology, and the technology and AI understands what people are searching for. Maybe I should have taken a hint years ago, but I didn't. And now I realize a mistake when you lose, when your channel takes 7% dive. And I'm not the only channel. I mean, lots are, as of May, lost a big portion of their audience because YouTube is refining what it wants to put on there and what makes money. Everything's driven by money, right? So, uh, for a matter of relevancy, I think that all these things need to be changed. And so, over the course of this year and next year, I'm going to change all these things. I'm going to adapt it. And I think that it's wonderful that we have AI in this respect because in the beginning, when I first started making videos over 15 years ago, this was a lot of work. And I did all the stuff we're discussing. I did this manually. And after about a year, you burn out. And so we finally reached a point in technology where the AI is able to handle enough where I don't need to go and spend 4,000 on a person making thumbnails and then another company to do titles. The technology now is starting to match and exceed the human level abilities, and it can do it within seconds. And so a large portion of this, can now be met with that standard without me having to toil for 20 hours. Okay. I like talking in videos. What I don't like doing is having to be a software engineer, an IT engineer, and so on, all these other job titles you have to have in order to singly produce a single video, much less go live picture in picture, right? So, my old ass ain't going to be left out. I'm sorry. We're just going to have to get with the program. I'm going to up in comments, guys. And look, don't be shy. Comment. This is a great opportunity to discuss many things. And I'm only one thing singularly. I'm a person. Second to that, I'm a former federal consultant at the federal level for Section 8 housing. That's something that I know well. What I'm struggling with is how to be the best YouTube creator in this form to remain relevant. And if I'm struggling as the largest Section 8 channel, period, across all media platforms, then almost virtually every other person that makes the subject matter, which is a very tough one to make because there's no guarantee of a large audience. Nobody's thinking to myself, well, I'm gonna get off work today. Why don't I go watch somebody talk about Section 8, right? Who does that? So it's already just hard to deal with. But I've made a 15-year career, obviously on YouTube doing it. But now to keep and actually push past relevancy, it now requires AI. I mean, if I continue on the current path I'm on, the YouTube channel will be closed within a year. Okay, we lost 75% of the audience because AI is dictating, is to let me know if you continue doing the same thing, it won't work out. And so that's where we are with this. We've been there for quite a while. Uh, I'm just glad. I'm just glad it started as I'm retiring because I'd hate to be damaged goods from the start 15 years ago. All right, moving on to comments now. My mini life, good morning to you, and glad to see you in the channel. Millie Vincent, good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you for that information. Hillbilly Hermit, spicy, laugh it out. Morning. Yep, I've made some pretty trashy videos. I'm definitely known for not trashy videos, but what I mean to say by that is my tendency for live wordplay in videos and profanities and getting in the heat of the moment of both politics and many other things that are included in the subject matter. And I've said some pretty naughty things, in terms of people and politics. And I think that's part of the emotional state of trying to get through all of this, with clients and deal with housing. So, Philip Hope 2, Crawfish Bowl and background. Well, I don't know if I want to be that Cajun in my video. Yeah, I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but as far as me bowling crawfish or hanging pictures of it, there's a reason why I live in Houston and not in Louisiana anymore. I tend to enjoy a little bit of the escape. Philly Hope 2, good morning to you. Miller Vincent, what advice would you give me if I'm disabled, but they changed my application? They stated that they're no longer using that as a priority. And if I don't hear from them, I have to reapply every 2 years. Well, man, it sounds like you're getting you're reaching a point of irrelevancy like me. So let's take a look. What advice is given disabled? Change my application. They say they're no longer using that. They're no longer using disability. Well, I think they're lying to you, first of all, because being disabled and seeking out housing has always been a priority. So either you've interpreted their message incorrectly, or they're just they misunderstood you, or they're flat out lying. Okay, but look, I understand what you're asking in that question, but I would need to know far more than what you're describing in a single four sentence paragraph there in order to determine what's really going on. Okay, so I appreciate you asking that question, but I need to know a hell of a lot more as a consultant at the federal level to be able to make determinate answers there and put my neck on the line on a public platform. Sharon Kinklin, 5930. I need to know how to find a county accepting application for Section 8 housing. Let me see if I can produce that link for you real quick. There aren't many options left. A lot of the websites that deal with housing and open waiting lists have been condensed over the years. There used to be hundreds. Now we're down to just a couple. And of that, only about one or two of them are still relevant, in my opinion. So let's see if I still have a linkage for that. I believe that I do. Well, what I will do is I will attempt to post that in the comment section of the video after it's over. If you want to come back and check with us, okay? It's much harder for me to stop in the middle of a live video and produce links. I was going to try, but it's not that easy. Moving on from there, Lisa Bowen, Venice, I can change the background look and elect. Okay. Are you making a suggestion or are you suggesting that you can do it? Because I know that I'm exploring backgrounds as well. So it's a lot. I mean, I'm literally talked about AI a lot and I enjoy the topic, but I haven't personally explored it. Isn't that it's so interesting that I have explored and talked about it so much, but I've not explored the option personally in this company. And so that's what I'm doing. And one thing I can tell you is once I go down a rabbit hole, I won't be satisfied till I have tested all of them and seen what works, what doesn't, what meets even my standard with it. So I'm looking forward to this rabbit hole because in retirement, there isn't a lot to think and do these days. I find myself kind of bored. Millie Vincent, I really thank you for all the information you've provided. Well, I'm trying, guys. I mean, in this video, it's more about the upcoming changes to the channel after all this time. Though I don't mind answering a few questions here and there as best I can in the live video. Kitty Pie says, cuss words, let them roll. I think they can be appropriate sometimes, and I think it can be appropriate if not used in every video, and maybe in a video that's heated. Even national news uses profanities these days. We've advanced in our idealisms and thoughts, and so, but I don't really want to digress in deep trend profanities anymore in the videos because it's going to preclude too many people that may not like that. And so it's going to limit my ability to be able to get the genuine message out. And that would be dealing with housing in the federal system. And so I'm trying to limit damage there. Maureen Ballard, happy to see you back here and looking forward to seeing more of you. Maurice, I believe that's Maurice or Mandy Cuss. We come here because we can trust you giving us the facts and your great humor. And I appreciate that. And so what we're going to do, what this video is really about at its true core is instead of me doing this as a lecture, as I always do it in these videos, we're going to change it more in a news format. And I'm going to include a lot more humor. So I have been a big negative advocate and trying to be an entertainer. I often beat people up over that making videos that way. But you know what? There's a reason why they're probably making 50,000 a month, and I'm getting paid, maybe 1,200 a month out of the videos I make, despite making a tremendous amount. So the message is very clear. Sometimes my way of thinking doesn't always match what reality requires. If we're living in a different society with both young and old, then I need to adapt to that. And so that's a realization it's been hard to accept, but I'm finally there. And again, I wouldn't even attempt this if AI wasn't in a place that I could actually use it. It hasn't been. This all came to fruition in the last couple of years, and it's only got to where it's at my level where I can use it. So even if I had these thoughts a year ago, it still was an impossibility in my mind to use it. It was too many questions. It's now at a level where I believe I can use it and then fundamentally change the whole system of the channel, and including how I present. And that's what I want to do. I enjoy humor. I'm retired now. I don't have any sanctions by the federal government that shuts my mouth when I might have during business, so I can say as I want to. And I want to reach a wider audience. We can't just address people 40 to 80. We need everybody from every perspective. Vouchers only served in those areas. And so I appreciate my core audience, but we need to add a little bit to it to remain relevant to get the message out. And if that requires me to entertain, then I guess that's where I'm going to be going with this. But don't be shocked when I start entertaining while I'm trying to also give you a college level education and housing. So there we go. Betty Skyberg, good morning and welcome to the channel. Raymond Banks, good morning, sir. Good morning to you as well. By the way, guys, I went through a wardrobe change, so I have ordered tons of new shirts. So I know many of you wonder because I often wear the same shirts. That's because I hate wearing these shirts, but people seem to correlate decorum in videos on the basis of professionalism. And for some of you, it's what you wear and how you look. And so I've ordered a lot of more attire to wear in videos versus a handful of shirts because I'm really just a flip flops and t-shirt guy, to be honest with you. So it drives me crazy to even have to go to a dry cleaner. But for the sake of the video and decorum, I'm going to expand that wardrobe to meet the social requirements and standards of the debauchery of YouTube. It's crazy. All the things we have to do to remain relevant. And despite all the big changes and some of the lack of progress in the channel, I can tell you this, that our channel still remains in the top 2% of YouTube channels. Not many people reach 67,000 subscribers. So we certainly have a large base. I mean, most channels fail way before then. I did it on a very difficult topic that's not that entertaining, that not a lot of people are interested in. You see what I'm saying? And I stuck with it for 15 years. How many people are going to sit there on such a super niche topic and continue to do it over? It's like I have mental illness. Jay, why don't I figure out how to make a YouTube channel regarding a subject matter that virtually most people don't like? It's not very entertaining. And why don't I continue to keep doing this and see whether or not I can just make a nickel a day? And so now that I'm retired, this channel needs to make me money. And so I want to share information and help people. But look, the old way of doing business don't work for me. Not when I'm watching 20-year-olds make 50,000 a month. I'm not saying I need to make that, but look, if I'm going to continue to make videos, it needs to produce a little bit more than a Social Security check. And so we're going to up the game, and then hopefully the ad revenue will change and engagement will change. I'm looking to engage you people. You want entertainment? Everything shy of a single flip flop and a hooker on 3rd Street is probably what's going to go down in the channel with some decorum. Okay. So, all right, moving back down. Dre Tommy, good morning. So, ideally, would you like to just hand off your raw footage and have a platform or company set up the videos for you? I considered that, but there is a line in the sand with this stuff in retirement. In other words, it needs to be manageable by me. I thought about doing that, but then the greater in cost you get in order to make more money, it turns it back into a company, right? And so I don't really want to go down that path. I've had a lot of offers to buy the channel. I've had many offers in this country and out of this country to just buy our proprietary information. And to a certain degree, we're leveraging a contract that I have to make a decision on in a year. And that doesn't even include the YouTube channel. So I want to keep the YouTube channel. I do, because it's a free platform for you guys to learn. I'll torment you obviously with ads. That's going to be YouTube, not me, because it's monetized, right? The more you stay, the better the message. The more you stay, the more you maybe watch an ad. And then of course that in some way will pay a small portion of what it means for me to continue to make these videos. I know this, within a year or so, Section 8 Consulting, the actual company, will be closed. I will no longer take appointments after that. It's highly unlikely. And if the sale goes through and both parties agree on this deal, then that will be the end of consulting, at least in part, for me, outside of these videos. Okay, so we're moving it into a different arena of things, and so I plan on trying to monetize a bit of the channel through the message. Lisa Bowen, I think it's late form of AI. I would explore first looking like it's evolved to a much easier format. It's reached a level which my intellect can handle. I'll say that. Okay, it doesn't mean that everybody would be happy at where AI is at right now. It's still confusing. I mean, look, just in order to do that thumbnail for this video, as you can see, it's much different than any thumbnail that I've done. I'm probably looking at, 10, 20 hours of research on how to include my own face, get the AI to understand what I'm talking about, and then convince it to quit making it so animated and then make it more 4K and 8K, more lifelike, like you see the big YouTube artists, because I want to present well. If I'm going to sit here and teach you guys something, I'd like for it at best to go from being a Popeye's chicken all the way up to a Morton Steakhouse as quick as I can. I want a better way to present. And so we already have the audio, I have the lighting, everything else in place. I've even lost weight, but that was on a personal issue. Muskogee Land, it will be catastrophic. AI will be catastrophic, in my opinion. Well, we could say the same thing about a lot of things. People complain when we went from an LP to a record and a record to a tape. Everybody shares opinions. It's everybody thought everything would end in 2000 when computers and with time out on the date. We all have great opinions, but you take the good with the bad with everything. And I'm sure that changing our channel and its venue and teaching it in news format will probably attract people that I may not solely desire all the time. So I'll have to heavily monitor comments, but that's what's going to pay, keep the channel alive. Then that's where we're going to take it. I'll just have to figure out how to control the crowd. And I'll have to get some monitors, I guess. Moving on, Millie Vincent, congratulations. Well, thank you. Well, it hasn't been done yet. Today was only a test of the first thumbnail. Would anybody care to comment on that thumbnail? And just tell me your thoughts on that, your first thoughts, what you think about, and do that in the comments section of the video. Let me know. Too animated, would rather see it in 8K. It'd have been better to see you in the video. I felt like the title helped me understand what the thumbnail was about. If y'all can let me know your opinions about that, I greatly appreciate it. Philly, hope to. What should I know about renewal of housing voucher in 2028? Well, I couldn't tell you. It's not 2028. Okay, so the best way to get that answer is after Congress whole session in October of this year. We'll have a better picture with 2028. Okay, so I don't really have a big answer for that, and it's not quite the subject line of this video. Anyways, I'm not really trying to consult in this video. Moving there, cutie pie. Some people are in love with AI and are in relationship with AI. Well, no, I'm not going to date the AI, and I'm certainly don't need a love robot or any of that stuff. And so we're not gonna get too involved with that. But I mean, if that serves a purpose, I suppose some humans it may be beneficial to them. Uh, I'm too big on the real deal, so I'm not going to be in love with an AI. I might be in love with it. It might make me love it if it makes me some more money, right? Okay, I can be paid off. If the AI wants to pay me off by making my videos go viral, which will never happen for the subject matter of Section 8, then gosh, Lee, I'll do just about anything. Dre Tommy, sorry if I misunderstand you. Currently looking to sell your business and get out of the space entirely. I'm not going to get out entirely. It just means that I'm selling the company. I'm not selling the YouTube channel. Okay, that's all that it means. I will put the channel up for sale after I reinvent the channel, and then I'll probably rebrand. And at that point, I will sell the last asset the company has, which is this YouTube channel. But for now, the only thing are going to be tangible assets and intellectual property, is which is on the table in a year. And then, of course, after I figure out what direction I'm going with the YouTube channel and possibly rebrand it, then I will obviously sell this channel and then start afresh. So there'll be a transition period where I transition I guess, my viewers from this channel to our new one rebranded, and then this channel will go up for sale. It'll be transferred ownership under contract. So just so people know, but we need a transition period in order to do that. This name carries a lot of weight. In fact, Section 8 Consulting and its limited liability company carries enough weight that nearly half of all consultant companies in the country include a page in their website with my company's name because they know the power of the search power for it. Even its hashtag is very powerful, and it all connects back to this company. And that's what happens when you spend all that time as an expert on YouTube for a unreal amount of time. I mean, I covered this topic before anybody thought to. I've been around in relevancy longer than any. Even AI references my videos. So if I ask AI about Section 8, 90% of the time, it will give me an answer and produce a video that I made. So it sees me as an absolute authority on this, which is important in the sale of digital assets. But I'm not ready to sell it right now. But I do appreciate that AI recognize that. It's too bad the AI doesn't recognize that. That it also I make videos and that YouTube is owned by Google. It would be nice if the AI would pay me for all the shit it's doing. Right. That's another point of irrelevancy is I put out so much content on onto YouTube. Since YouTube is owned by Google, it puts these videos into its search. But when AI came out, it's able to extract the information out of my videos. Therefore, people are able to get their answers without watching videos these days. So you see what the problem is? I actually fueled the demise of my own cell company through making videos, which AI steals. It goes in and grabs all the information and articulates that as an answer with a reference to my video. And so you see how I'm losing ground with that. Bad. Okay. So we're reaching a point of irrelevancy. And so I have to change how we operably do things because AI is robbing my company blind with this. If everybody can go in and get an AI answer, what's the point of even watching the video? It's not like we're talking about making transmissions anymore. Not that I've ever done that, but you see my point. You don't need to see a live example of how we talk and discuss most issues. So that's where the problem falls. AI is on Google is murdering a lot of people's companies. People no longer have a reason to even go and click in a website anymore. And now it's becoming like that for videos. Thankfully, some people still like to hear verbalization versus just reading something. But we're moving into society where AI will dictate the greater portion of the message, and many videos and websites will disappear because of that. AI will be the absolute answer. It'll be the god of the internet. While it steals my information and gives an answer, but it doesn't. It gives me one credit for that, but it doesn't drive any traffic to me. You see what the problem is? And so that has to change. Skokie Land, once AI becomes self aware and humans are a threat, we'll be long dead by the time that happens. And you know what? If AI makes it to that point, then it's probably made it to that point somewhere else in the universe. Just in the area we live locally in the part of the world in the universe we live in, there's 800 billion stars. Are you suggesting that this is the only planet with some form of life? Okay, that's only one little solar system with all these stars. I mean, for all we know, this stuff could go on forever. And so, but thank you for bringing up such an enlightening topic. Raymond Dart 594. Well, I guess like the numbers on the end of the name. Please keep doing the good work. Well, I'm trying to. I certainly am. I'm trying to get with the modern times. I don't want to be the old man with hair growing up my ears and just carrying on with dementia in my own videos. So we reach a point of relevancy, and I'm trying to correct that for the sake of getting the message out, right? So what we'll do, the great things we'll do to remain relevant. Lori's music, good morning, and nothing can replace you, Jay. I like to think so, but look, since May we lost 70% of our audience. It's not because people don't like my channel. It's because AI is now what's controlling YouTube, and it's willing to give the message of my YouTube channel in Google's algorithm and no longer drive shit to the channel. And so when you lose that much territory in a short period of time, you either adapt or die. What's Google going to do when it no longer has my videos or references? Because if it kills my channel, then I'll kill all the videos, and then it'll have to reference nonsense articles. You don't think I'm actually going to keep feeding that fucking AI? If it kills my channel, then I'm gonna kill the message, and then it'll be over with. It can rely on CNN to come up with some nonsense or Fox News. I'll just remove all the videos, and that'll be the end of the day. It ain't gonna suck. It's not gonna continue to. I'm not gonna let Google suck everything out of my YouTube channel and not pay me for it. That's crazy. Nobody's trying to work for free for the damn AI. Lisa Bowen, let's rephrase Philly's question. What should we know about housing renewals in 2026? Well, that's much better. Uh, 2026, the big focus for 2026 is going to be, again, October. That will be work requirements, time limits, and the rolling out of AI throughout HUD's system for participation in federal programs. There's going to be a slurry of videos coming out towards the end of this year and massive changes. You'll see Donald Trump in many different forms, fashions. He'll look like he's screaming, hollering, pointing. I'll have it on all my thumbnails because there are going to be big changes, and those changes are coming very quickly. October, it's been quiet as crickets. I think the president's been focused on kidnappings and assassinations lately and wars, right? So he's fixing to drive the limo back around to Section 8, and then shit's gonna pop off. And guess what? When it starts popping off, I will be here for you guys. I'll let you know exactly what's gonna happen. So keep your eyes focused. October's right around the corner. And when Congress comes back, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a bang up. A lot of people are not going to be celebrating Christmas. I know that. Or we will. It'll remain the same. But I can tell you the biggest chunk of this deal is as this president leaves this office. You don't think President Donald Trump's going to leave this office without a bang. He ain't got nothing to lose. He's no way for him to run again. And I can tell you, there's two things that he's focused on in this administration, very wholly: Section 8, wars, kidnappings, right? So he'll double back, and part of that double back is going to be in October. And if it's unsuccessful, then I can guarantee you his parting gift to the country will be in part of Section 8 and food stamps. He's very serious about that. And so don't mistake his silence over this matter. He's just been dealing with these dictators and leaders. He will double back. And I can tell you, whatever he does, it'll be profound. It doesn't mean that I agree or disagree with the president. It just means get ready. Okay. Be glad you've had a little time, a little quiet time. You can pray about things because when October rolls around, the shit will hit the fan. Be ready. Moving back to that cutie pie, I think we are just an AI experiment. Well, right now we're making the AI work. It won't be long before the AI makes us work. Okay. So we're all just a big experiment. And so you can either be a participant and make money doing it, or you can just be indentured to it. But either way, this AI is being rolled out so fast. Like I said, it's crushed even my channel since May. I mean, it took a lifetime of work to do what I've done already in this channel, and a few changes and turning it. And they've turned YouTube over to the AI now. Okay. It'd rather see a kid with purple hair set on fire and a bicycle roll up a fucking roof than it would for me to help people with housing. So either I become more relevant for what people want to watch in their 3 second attention span, or the channel will die. That's where we are with it. There's no mistake. If I can't solve this problem through all the technology that I'm going to include, including AI the shit out the channel, right? The title, description, everything, even the thumb tag, everything but me will literally be AI in this channel. Okay. Because that's what the AI is. What it's doing is it's cannibalizing itself. I'm having to reinvent the channel while the AI steals the information. And then it wants me. And here's what's strange. Think about this logically. I make a video, that video goes on YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google. So Google picks up my video, puts it on Google, right? You need an answer, right? So you know what AI does? It goes and combs through all the words that I see in the video, in my YouTube video. It references my video at the bottom of its comment, and then it delivers an answer. Okay. So instead of bringing people to the channel, it actually is killing that. He's killing my channel. And so the AI is telling us on YouTube that, hey, we're going to use your videos, steal all your shit. Then we're going to make you go back to Google. We're going to make you Google and ask the AI. And then the AI is going to take my own fucking message and sell it back to me in its version. And then that's what I should publish on YouTube. It doesn't want the human version. It doesn't want who I am. It wants my information to be run through it, fed back to me AI style. That's what fucking people want. So here we are. That's a great example, right? How do you get, you type in the word, how to get Section 8, it'll pull up a video of me. And then it'll take all those words, it'll re-AI it. And then if I don't deliver that AI message, copy and paste what the AI is rehashed it into back into YouTube, then I'm no longer fucking relevant, despite it referencing me. So I'm the authority, but it wants to be the fucking author. So that's the real truth of what's going down right now. And so humans, www, Google, Jay's message, credibility at the bottom, teeny weeny, hey, that came from Jay's video. Don't go to Jay's YouTube channel. Just steal the message, get your information, but don't visit Jay's channel, right? So here we are. So now I have to get more clever. If the AI wants me to feed it AI, then fuck it. That's what I'm going to do. It's cannibalizing itself. It would be different if I had this channel and thought, okay, my channel's dying because I'm irrelevant because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Therefore, I need to go go to Google and find somebody that knows what the fuck they're talking about, right? And then from there, I copy the AI message and then put it in YouTube to become relevant. But what happens in a unique situation where you're the authority and it's make you copy your own fucking message, respawn? Do you see a problem? Where are we going with this? So it's reprinting my own message back to me and would only take it in its own language. And that's what I have to deliver on YouTube now to remain relevant. It eats my channel, rewrites it, uses me as an authority without credibility, and then says, hey, your channel will die if you don't deliver it AI style. So here we are. Did I explain that quite correctly? Because I didn't go Google, let me find a relevant message from another creator. It referenced me. It references me thousands of times. I put in our community page, go take a look. I ask a question about Section 8, it keeps referring my channel, its videos. But it only references at the bottom. What most of you see when you Google that answer is the AI takes credit. Oh, the AI told me this really smart message. No, what it did is it went in my channel, it listened to what I had to say, it re-rolled it AI style, and then somewhere teeny weeny in the bottom, it'll reference the fucking video. So it wants me to copy my own message re-rolled. I'll be crystal clear while all this shit's happening now. And that's what took 70% of my audience. That's what's destroying a lot of channels right now. So yeah, I've got to put on party lights. I've got to hire hookers, maybe do a line of coke in the video. Who knows? To remain relevant. It's no longer about the message. It's about how I deliver it. And it's got to be an AI language. It wants, like I said, AI thumbnail, AI description. It wants AI. It wants the AI to write the description and then include the keywords. And then from that, it will extract the title with the keywords in there. Something that even I don't have a PhD and being that type of literacy, right? So I have to go back to the AI, which rehashes my own message. It's crazy, right? How do we end up in this? It's like a chaotic circle of cannibalization of information. And this is tier one. Where do we end up next year and the year after that? That's when AI start cannibalizing different AIs. I'm not convinced we aren't already there. So that's the big announcement for the channel. Now you understand the trouble I'm having. It's not because my channel's dying, my message is trash. It's because I'm really one of the few only authorities on Google about it, outside of major news. And even they cannibalize me. And so to remain relevant, I now need to speak AI-ish. It's a new language. I don't need to take a natural photo of a real bird. I need to take a AI photo because that's what we consume as a society. So that is my retirement. And now you understand why we digress into a video like this. I hate to be a repetitious old bird about that, but I mean, that's reality. I just explained it very clearly. All right, move back to comments. Nicole, I received disability benefits proof and disability work requirements, time limits, nervous as a wreck. Guys, stop being nervous over the message. A lot of what we discuss in this channel are potentials. I'm not Congress. I don't hold session. Nobody's elected me in Congress or the House. I can only discuss what I believe is on the table through the presidential decree. In other words, what he's considering for funding. Now, whether or not you guys take that and turn it into something bigger in your own mind, or if you suffer from mental health issues where everything makes you freak out, I don't know. What we need to wait on is the completion of our congressmen to finish determining whether or not they want to pass these laws, okay, and these changes. If they do that, then what the video is indicating to you is you need to monitor things up to that point and wait for Congress, the people you've elected, to make this decision. So I'm not attempting to harass or admonish anybody. I'm just saying that I'm trying to let you know that something big's going to happen, good or bad. You don't need to lose sleep over it. You don't need to call 911. Don't do none of that stuff. Take that information, remain calm, wait for Congress the whole session, and then let the drunken fools we hired to make decisions for us do it. Just like I'm going to let the drunken AI, feed me my own message. I'm going to let the AI teach my YouTube channel what I've already taught. It just says it a different way. It's madness, but that's how it goes. Raymond Bank, the racing game, of course. We all need a hobby, right? Well, look, guys, I've enjoyed having y'all today. I'm going to be looking very carefully at the analytics today. If you haven't liked, please do like it, because those likes really do determine the fate of videos. Also, thank you for all the many comments in the live. Any of you that decide to comment in the actual comments section after the video is no longer live, that's appreciated as well. It's going to help me understand whether or not you like the channel, the things I have to say, and whether or not there's going to be a future for this channel, or if I should just sell it off as a shitty stepchild. Okay? Y'all want spicy, you want the news, we'll deliver that. So don't be shocked when we start approaching October, and we're talking about Donald Trump and everybody. I mean, people leaving here in tears and everything else. Y'all want to get busy? Then let's get busy. But yeah, I'm not shy. I don't care. I don't care about your voter ticket. You know, so that's the direction we're going. I'm no longer going to do the format of the professor teaching you line by line legislation and federal code. I'm going to offer that up very quickly and then let you run with it, because that's what YouTube dictates. AI. Welcome to the new world. All right, guys, enjoyed talking to you, and hopefully we'll see you maybe tomorrow or maybe the next day. It depends if I have the energy to do it. Okay, but if you don't understand what's happening in the video today, rewatch it. It'll help you understand better. Again, just rewatch it. All right, have a great day. Bye for now.